Do you remember anything that actually helped you settle in and find how to make new friends easily?
Because I switch school so much, I'm always like the weird kid. I always hang out with the least popular kids in the school, right? But then it doesn't really matter, right? I feel like they are also awesome people. So I learned so much from them, and I think I developed my own personal skill, right? And I also always wanted to be the one taking care of people that I kind of left out. And because this kind of personality kind of helped me as well, at a social setting, when I go to events, most people, they don't know each other, but then I always kind of like wanted to help and talk to people that are kind of left alone, opening the conversation. And then I feel like that's how I gain a lot of like love or support from people, because they're like, oh, Angela is always very caring and taking care of people that kind of got left out. People can see that and then they're like, oh, she's a really kind person. Eventually, I guess it's going to be friends with everyone. Yeah.
Hello everyone, welcome to our show today. My name is John Drummond or Yang Haoen.
Hello, 大家好，欢迎各位再度来到 NG 英文，我是 Angela.
We have a great episode for you today with my good friend Angela, who's known around the professional and Taiwanese community as Angela Feng.
今天我们邀请到了跟其他不少来宾一样，也是横跨不同领域的这个斜杠创业家，到节目上来跟大家做经验分享。
My guest today is Taiwanese, however she has grown up all over the world. She is back in Taiwan now focusing on a few things. One of those is being the venture partner at Red Building Capital, and the other is being the co-founder of Ness Wellness. She is a lover of life, an explorer, a curious mind, and so much more. So everyone, please welcome Angela.
Hi everyone. Hi, John.
Thank you, Miss Angela, for joining us today on NG Ingwen. You are a rock star. Seriously, I am so impressed with your accolades, your businesses, and most importantly, your desire to help people understand their own wellness better. Mm-hmm. And so many cool things to talk about today. I was hoping, though, we could start with a little bit about who is the woman, the myth, the legend, Miss Angela.
Hi, where do I start? I remember actually when I first talked to you, actually I added you on Facebook. I reached out to you after watching the episode with Alice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I recall that you actually did also an episode with Ivan at RBC before, right? So I was like, oh, this is a really cool person. I want to be friends with him. So I kind of added him. And immediately you kind of sent a message to me. It's like, hey, you reach out and then kind of be like, hey, let's have a call, get to know each other. You always love to meet another cool people in the city, right? So then that's how we kind of like get like talking to each other. And then now I'm here. I'm not doing a record.
Unfortunately, I was like, make time. And you're like, all right, fine. Can you speak a little bit on kind of what are you doing? You're working with Red Building Capital as a venture partner, and you're a co-founder of Ness Wellness.
Yeah, so I work with many different hats. Obviously, I think in Taiwan that's very important to be like 斜杠/, right? Doing different
Slashies,
things.
yeah. So true.
Yeah, so let me start from why I'm here actually. So I came back in 2020 because of COVID. It was an accident. I was supposed to actually move to Hong Kong or Singapore. But then I end up here. At first, I didn't know how long I'm going to stay, right? And then I'm also interested to get into the VC world. So then I was just talking to Ivan because I met him in Shanghai. I'm like, hey, I'm interested to learn more about VC, And then he's like, yeah, actually, we need someone like you, kind of like know people and kind of like very good at marketing and really know how to kind of interact with investor or finding people and also look at the team, the founders, right? Because I think part of the very important job for VC to kind of really understand the team and see how to visit good founders, and then you can kind of like grow with them. So then they hire me as their head of growth in the beginning, and then after working with them almost I think a year, I founded my own company, which is Ness Wellness. It's a wellness platform in Taiwan, and obviously want to go abroad into Asia as well. But I told Ivan, like, hey, I don't think I can work for you anymore. But he was like, like I think you can be our venture partner. We still need you kind of like to build our investor relationship, to continue to kind of build that marketing image and also to like tell the story, right? So I'm their venture partner now. Yeah. And then for Ness Wellness, I founded a company. We registered actually last year 2021 in July. And then at first I thought it was more like a passion project. until my first angel investor invested in me and then become my full-time a real startup. Yeah.
So cool. What a resume. What a CV there. And I just love it because now that I'm getting to know you a little bit, understanding how much focus you put into telling stories, branding companies, and helping them to kind of find their product market fit. And I just love that because I think about, you know, the world of blockchain and crypto with Red Building Capital. It's a lot of really beautifully smart minds, but maybe not the best people for telling the story of why. And so I'm so glad that Ivan and the team at Red Building found you to help them grow like that. And now as their venture partner, just being able to still have a hand in all that. But more importantly, no offense to Ivan, focusing on what I love so much as well. Mental health, physical health, financial health, spiritual health, all of these incredible pillars of health around wellness. So can you share a little bit more about what is Ness Wellness? What is your platform here in Taiwan, and what are you guys focusing on?
So Ness Wellness is a community marketplace. We offer experience and education in wellness, right? So then what we're trying to do is really trying to promote what wellness is. So there's 8 dimensions of wellness that we're really usually focusing on. We have I'll say the internal wellness and also the external wellness. So the internal one we can talk about is more like your physical wellness, right? Your, you know, what you're eating, your exercise, sleeping, your nutrition. And then we have the spiritual wellness, the emotional wellness, your mind, intellectual wellness, what you're learning, and also the external wellness will be like, you know, the environment you're at, like the environmental wellness, the social wellness, which is the relationship you have with other people, right? You know, friends, family, partner, colleagues, you know, occupational wellness, your career, right? And then finally, financial wellness, right? You won't be well if you always have like worry about your credit card bills and stuff like that, right? So yeah, so that's the key 8-dimensional wellness.
So cool. And I love that holistic approach to wellness because so oftentimes we might just focus on, you know, trying to get a better job or upping our career to get more money, but you know, our mind isn't right. You know, we're not curious about life, we're not learning new things. And so understanding that all of those things really play into what is wellness is so beautiful. And we were talking a little bit off air, kind of in Asia, well, in the Mandarin speaking countries, 健康, right? It's just health. It's healthy, right? But a lot of people think, okay, does that just mean like you don't like you know, exercise? What does it actually mean, you know? And so you've been breaking it down so beautifully. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, because if you actually Google translate wellness, it shows 健康. But then I think it's so much, wellness is so much more than 健康, right? So I think it's more about like a holistic 360 type of wellness. You're kind of like helping you to grow from the internal and external dimension. So I think that's quite important. And then how we really approach, personally, my personal approach is more like, I really prefer, like, I do a lot of meditation, I practice myself. I really enjoy going outdoor to the nature. I think the modern nature have a lot of like healing power, you know, really helping you. And I think also like to communicate with people, have like a real relationship with people to really help you to grow. I think that's very important as well. So that's why what I'm trying to do is more like building meaningful community as well. I think like building the right community. So that for Ness Wellness, we're building a wellness community, but not just that, I'm also part of a lot of female leadership community. And at the same time, I'm trying to build like a Taiwan social, like an expat bilingual speaking community as well.
So cool. Yeah, love that meditation, getting into nature, feeling that energy from the universe is so cool. And yeah, shout out to your Instagram because you have some incredible travel photos from all over the world where it just, it feels like you're really breathing it in, you know, you're really soaking it all up, that good energy. And so shout out to that. So could they go on to Ness Wellness and start to understand a little bit more about their own wellness and maybe take quizzes and understand that better?
Yeah, so on our platform, we offer a lot of classes and also a lot of product that's wellness related. But also we recently create like an evaluation test for everyone to kind of, it's a free quiz that you can go on and then you can test to see where you at the 8-dimensional wellness, right? So we ask you a lot of different relevant questions to help you to get to know more about yourself and see kind of like, oh, which part I can kind of do better or improve at. And then you can always come back to it and reevaluate, you know, from time to time to see where you're at. And I think that's a very good self-reminder and also like to be aware of your situation, because sometimes we don't think that, have good quality conversation is part of wellness, but it is, right? So it really can affect your happiness. So I think it's really to get into know yourself and be aware, and also try to improve and be happy.
So beautifully said. Having good quality conversations. Yeah, something that really gives me life here on this show. I'm so grateful for, of really, just trying to connect a little bit deeper than something on the surface, and doing that with your friends, your family, your partner, your colleagues even. It's really unspoken of how important it can be.
Yeah, exactly.
So cool. And so thinking about all the things you do, Miss Angela, superstar, can you project a little bit into the future? What do you want to be focusing on more in Taiwan and the world in 2023 maybe and beyond?
So our plan for Ness Wellness in the future is bringing definitely a Ness Wellness internationally, especially within the Asia region. We already have teacher that's based in Indonesia, Hawaii, and obviously right now currently we will start it in Taiwan, so our teacher are mainly Mandarin speaking, but we feel like internationally there's a lot of Mandarin speaker also need wellness as well. So I feel like wellness is, hopefully our platform is for everyone and anywhere to have access to wellness, right? So yeah.
So cool. And I love that you're starting actually with Mandarin, because in the West, in English speaking world right now, wellness is at the forefront.
Yes.
But I love that you've brought it now into the Mandarin mindset, and being able to kind of navigate both those worlds is going to be beautiful. So congratulations. I wish you nothing but success with that.
节目上半段这边，我们马上就见证了这个塞翁失马焉知非福的一个例子。好了，这是我自己的感受啦，说不定人家来宾不这样觉得。那为何我这样觉得嘞？大家都知道，就是2年前疫情爆发的时候，非常多人的生活、工作等等都受到影响嘛，对不对？很多我们之前访问过的来宾啊，不是因为疫情来到台湾，就是因为疫情而在台湾长久住下来。那今天的来宾也不例外，本来他是打算要搬去香港或是搬去新加坡的，结果随着疫情一波一波来，也就一直在台湾待到现在。但在台湾的他也是继续把握各个机会拓展人脉，像那时候因为对创业投资有兴趣，就联络了红楼资本的 Ivan。好，对，你没有猜错，这位红楼资本的 Ivan 呢，之前也有来节目上做过分享。大家如果有兴趣的话呢，可以去找2020年在3月的第1集。Anyways， 好，之后来宾顺利成为 Ivan 他们红楼资本创投团队的一员，在不少新创公司之间呢，都建立了不错的关系，也成为公司的一大助力，甚至在1年后还跟伙伴成立了这间叫做 Ness Wellness 的一个这个整合身心灵健康的线上平台。本来一开始他只是因为兴趣而做，没想到后来竟然有天使投资人给予资金，让他们慢慢把这个平台越做越好。在去年7月，公司也成功注册上线。所以到底他们这个整合身心灵健康的平台是什么嘞？什么是 Wellness？ 好，那就像来宾说的，如果查翻译查字典的话，我们通常看到的都会只是讲健康这样子 Wellness 健康，但其实英文的 Wellness 包含很多个健康的面向，那其中又分为向内跟向外这2大区块。好，向内的话基本上就是我们一般指的身体和你心理的健康，那向外的话呢，就比较偏向是你的生活周遭环境啦，你的社交状况、财务状况，还有工作事业等等。也就是说呢，这些面向对一个人整体的健康状况来讲都非常重要，都有一定程度的影响。所以他们希望透过这样子一个平台来建立出一个社群，让大家有一个专门的这个空间呢，可以去帮助自己提升整体的健康程度。不管是透过瑜伽啦，透过冥想，或者是像来宾他去做户外活动，沉浸在大自然里，都可以达到疗愈的效果。而且平台上他们也有检测，可以让你去了解说，到底哪个方面还不错，那哪个方面呢是有待加强的。几个字我们来看一下，前面他们提到这个 VC 指的是 Venture Capital 的缩写，也就是我们讲的风险投资，好，或者也有人说创业投资。那另外这个 Angel Investors 可想而知就是大家说这个天使投资人，天使。各位有印象吗？这几个字我们以前有介绍过哦，那这边就是跟你快速复习一下。 另外他们一直讲到的这个 wellness 可以听得出来它是 well 加 ness 这两个字形成的。好，那 well W-E-L-L 这个我们知道它带有好或是健康健全顺利的这个意涵在嘛，对不对？那它的字尾 N-E-S-S ness 常常呢都会是加在形容词后面，然后把它转化成名词，带出那个形容词的这个性质或是状态，所以 wellness 也就变成我们讲的一个人的健康状况。其他常见的例子还有像是 happy 变成 happiness， 那 sad 变成 sadness， 或者是 kind 变成 kindness。好，这些也都是这样子一个形容词加 ness 变成名词的一个用法。假如有兴趣的话，待会可以去看看欧文·威尔森演的那部《新婚奥克》。好，电影里面他就把这个字尾发挥的淋漓尽致。好了，那我们赶快听下半段吧。
Do you think we could switch gears a little bit, though, to kind of the story of you?
Yeah.
You've lived all over, you've worked all over, you've learned all over, you've struggled all over.
Yes.
And all these things make you you. And so I was hoping you could start off with, what are you doing back in Taiwan and where have you come from?
Yeah, so I was actually born and raised in Taiwan. When I was young, I switched to many different schools. I think almost like 11 schools since like first grade to 12th grade.
11.
Yeah, almost.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I left Taiwan when I was 16 to the U.S. through Rotary Exchange Program. And then I went to school in Canada, Montreal, and I applied for another exchange program through college to Tokyo, Japan. And I worked in Shanghai for like almost 10 years. We're doing Asia Pacific marketing branding work for a lot of different like retail fashion brands. And then went for my EMBA, and then now I'm in Taiwan, work for a VC and then doing my own startup. That's my journey. In terms of English learning experience, I feel like I started very young that my parents always felt that English is very important to learn. Like they want us to like start young. That's why they kind of like send me to US, to the Rotary Exchange Program. I was forced to live abroad for a year to learn English, living in different 3 different host family. So basically I was like forced into an environment to learn English. But I think that's the best way for me to learn because you're there, you're there for 24/7 speaking English. That's how you really learn. Like I think language exchange or learning from an expert is the best way to learn rather than kind of like learning through the class or school. But I think you really had to practice, right, to get out there.
Yeah, well said. And wow, 11 schools. I just, there's a lot right there. And I would say, knowing a lot of my friends who did that was a lot of difficulties that you faced.
Yeah.
And so if you could you kind of maybe reminisce and think about what really helped you as you transitioned through all those schools during that time?
Yeah, I think it's very tough for kids to switch environment at that such a young age because I remember I was always like the new transfer students back in the days, and then I was always like kind of like the least popular or the most like oh, she's kind of weird, she's like the new kid, let's not hang out with her. So I always hang out with I don't know, the least popular kids in the class. Maybe they are like chubbier, they don't put themselves very clean. But then I also learned to get to know them and yes, I'm not with the popular kids, but the least popular kids, they're actually very kind. People maybe they don't like them at first, but they always usually have good heart. So then I also learned to develop to I want to take care of them too, and they are really good people as well. So then after I grew up, I always kind of want to take care of people get kind of got left out, right? The people that are the least popular one, I want to talk to them and then to help them and then to be friends with them as well.
That's so beautiful, Angela, and I love that. And as I've gotten to know you a little bit now, I can see that that's really what you do at events and everything you're doing really around Taipei is you're making everyone feel included and you're doing what you love to do so well, as you said, building community, really.
Yeah.
And I just think that I can imagine that was very difficult for you at the time, but I'm so grateful that you see now, the lessons from that. And so beautiful, and well said. And so thinking a little bit then about what helped you with your English during that time too. Do you remember any maybe tips and advice you can share with our audience here on NG Ingwen?
I think it's about finding different language partner, you can do like language exchange, even pen pal, right? Writing to each other.
Pen pals. Oh my gosh. We might be too old for people to do pen pals now.
Yeah, back in the days.
Pen pals, guys. You gotta know what a pen pal is. You would literally write letters to people in different countries.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to do that as well with my friend in Mexico. So fun. Oh my God, you just brought back all the memories. Do people still do that?
I don't know. I feel like people do, right? In a way that you probably use Instagram to
right.
write to each
Email,
other.
maybe
Yeah.
email. Emails are seen as like snail mail now, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no. But yeah, definitely to kind of find different people. I remember back in college, right, in Canada, a group of Taiwanese people were asking me, like, hey, Angela, why don't you hang out with us? Like, we all speak, Mandarin. We should hang out and stick together. But then in my mind, it's like, yes, I would love to hang out with you guys, but then I feel like my top priority here in Canada is really to learn English, right? So I actually really tried my best to kind of just talk to people like a native speaker and then to practice, because that's how you learn. You have to get out of your comfort zone to really speak and practice.
Ooh, love that. I love that. Yeah, and you're not saying no to your own community, but you're just like, hey, I've got to get my priorities right.
Yeah.
And I'm in Canada to learn English. And so hopefully you inspired some of them to try that too. And so I love thinking about that. I know we've touched on a little bit earlier in the show that you want Ness right now to be for Mandarin speakers to help kind of bring up the Eastern mindset for wellness. But are you thinking about expanding into English as well?
Yes. So right now we already have different teacher and expert are like growing internationally. We have a teacher based in Indonesia. We have a teacher in Hawaii, and then slowly we're trying to grow. We have a teacher actually in 小琉球. He's a foreign speaker.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's our breathwork teacher. He also teach free diving.
Free diving?
Yes.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Raymond.
Oh my God, Raymond,
Yeah.
yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I've seen Raymond is very popular on social media. And a friend of mine, Lucas, who's a famous YouTuber here, he was just down in 小琉球doing some dives with him.
Yeah.
So cool. Oh my God. So he's one of your breathwork teachers?
Yes, exactly. And he's also my free dive instructor as well.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Oh my God. I love that. So cool.
So that's why we're trying to be more international. I want to bring in different, not just only Mandarin teacher, but also like international teacher to be on board. And you can basically, to make our platform is like a international platform that you get access to wellness anywhere with anyone, anytime, right? So that's what we want to do.
So cool. I love that. And yeah, shout out to 小琉球 Raymond. Free diving. Oh my gosh, that reminds me also, I saw your free diving photos. So cool. You've done that kind of all over the world though now, haven't you?
So I actually learned free diving during like pandemic in Taiwan. So actually I'm a different person 2 years ago. Before I was not an outdoor person. Yeah, and it's very different. I think Taiwan really changed me. I think the beauty of Taiwan, the nature, right, really helped me to learn so much about, wow, it's so beautiful, and it's good to be in nature and to learn. And I learned free diving, wake surfing, like it's awesome. Yeah.
Oh my God, that makes me so happy. Yes, I'm a huge nature guy, and I had to learn how to live in the city. This is the first time in Taipei that I've ever lived in a city in my entire life. And I think there's beauty in both, right? I needed to learn how to navigate business better in the city. But then I can all take my business friends now to the beach and be like, let's go surf. So I'm so happy that you got that now and in Taiwan. Well, Angela, unfortunately, we are coming to the end of the show here. And if there's any advice maybe you can give a younger Angela, would you give yourself any advice about life, business, free diving, anything?
I think I'll tell the younger Angela, don't be afraid. You don't have to be perfect. Just keep trying, and then it's good to try new things and just explore. I waited for too long to try to do my own startup, and I think the younger Angela can start it younger and try to do more things. Yeah, because I think each experience that you gain, doesn't matter is a failure or something that you get, is an experience, a good experience.
Every experience is a good experience. Yes. Beautifully said. And look at you now. You started. And I think that's, a lot of people are like, am I ready to start? So I'm really proud of you for diving in. That's incredible. Well, Angela, where can people find your incredible travel photos online? Where can they find Ness Wellness online and maybe Red Building Capital?
Yes. So I have my personal IG, which is Angela YWEI. So it's ANGLA YWEI. And for the Ness Wellness IG is ness.wellness. So it's NESS.WELLNESS. And then our website is www.nesswellness.com in one word. And then for Red Building Capital, you can search and Red Building Capital, you should be able to find it.
All thanks to you. Shout out to the ex-head of growth and now venture partner. So cool, Angela. Well, thank you for making some time out of your hectic schedule to join us here, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thank you, John. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you guys soon.
下半段这边，我们这位从小一到高三12年之间总共换了11所学校的来宾，分享到他16岁的时候，因为家人觉得英文是一个很重要的语言技能，所以透过扶轮社的这个交换计划呢，把他送到美国当交换学生，去和寄宿家庭生活。那也后来因为这样子每天24小时都沉浸在用英文听说读写的环境里，让他英文能力就是迅速进步。那就像他们说的，如果真的到了当地要做交换，就要好好运用身边环境优势去练习。想要跟同样来自台湾的人讲中文当朋友是正常的，但也要记得首要目标是要练英文。好，那如果是没有交换学生，没有留游学经验的话，也没有关系，我们同样可以透过语言交换啦，或者是找笔友好来互相写信交流练习。以前人家是真的是写信然后去邮局寄出去哦，现在我们有电邮，有这个 email， 有 Instagram， 然后还有很多社交平台都有这样子跟笔友交流的功能，听众朋友们改天可以真的好好去运用一下哦。OK， 好，那来宾他后来除了到蒙特楼念书以外，也有到东京去做交换。那毕业之后还去到了上海，从事在亚太地区的行销产业，工作了将近10年，甚至还去拿了一个 EMBA 的学位。现在虽然因为疫情关系没有像之前计划的，就是搬去香港或者新加坡，但也是在台湾顺利和伙伴成立了他们的这个主打身心灵健康的平台。那前面不是提到说他小学到高中阶段总共换了11间学校吗？也不要说是小孩，一个青少年对于成人而言也多少都会对他们的这个社交状况带来某种程度的影响。来宾说他当时每年都在换学校，每年都是教室里面新转来的那位，常校园里面比较活跃的同学都没有在理他，都是跟比较默默无闻的那几位在互动。但却也是因为这样子的一个经验呢，就让我们来宾更加重视心灵健康的重要，想要帮助那些平常安静不出声被社会忽视的人。而他们平台呢，对于这样子的需求就很有帮助，而且也慢慢开始在走国际路线哦。不管是中文还是英文，在台湾还是在琉球、夏威夷、印尼，他们的平台上都有老师教练可以跟你进行课程，就是一个这个随时随地都可以跟专业老师上课的这个概念。那访谈最后他也分享到，如果可以跟以前的自己聊天的话呢，想要跟他说，哎呀，就做就对了吧。好，不要凡事要求完美，只要记得不放弃，勇于尝试。好，因为在你每一次的尝试中，不管是成功还是失败，过程好还是不好，都是一个让你吸取经验值，让你进步的机会。来一个片语，我们学一下就结束今天的内容。Leave out， 好 ，to leave something out， 它带有省略、去掉或是忽略的意思。今天如果你在写一段讯息，边写边想说，这样写会不会不 OK？ 想要把某句话删除的话，除了可以用 delete， 你也可以用 leave out 来表示。好，例如 I'm going to delete that， 就也可以讲成 I'm going to leave that out。好，就是说把那句话去掉，那部分不要提啊呢。但如果是把它当成被动式用来表达感受的话呢，像刚刚节目中来宾讲的 to feel left out， 如果是这样子的话，那你想想看会变成什么意思？对，没错，就是觉得被忽略、被排挤在圈圈外的意思。好啦，那希望大家也一样都有从今天的内容学到一些东西。 待会如果有兴趣的话呢，大家可以上他们的这个 Ness Wellness 网站去了解一下他们的这个照顾我们身心灵健康的一些课程哦。
All right, well that is our NG 英文 show for today. We hope everyone enjoyed listening to that. You can connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and now Spotify. You can search NG 英文 or you can search on IG NG English ICRT. And don't forget to tune in every Wednesday morning from 6:30 to 7 and Wednesday night from 9 to 9:30. We'll catch you on the next episode. Bye bye.
好啦，今天的节目就到这边告一段落啦，感谢各位的收听，别忘了订阅我们的 Spotify 还有 YouTube 频道哦。那喜欢我们节目的话，也要记得到 Instagram 到 IG 上追踪我们哦。如果各位有什么其他问题是想要问来宾的，也请欢迎在底下留言告诉我们，我们一定会想办法帮你问到手。好啦，那就下周在空中相会咯，拜拜。